The transfer window doesn't sleep, ladies and gentlemen. Arsenal have some movement on the left wing position. One of our main targets, Nico Williams. Let me just show you. This is crazy. Real Madrid look like they're going to be doing a hijacking, ladies and gentlemen. Real Madrid look like they're going to be doing a hijacking. Today, on the cover of Marca, tonight, on the cover of Marca is Nico Williams. Real Madrid are seriously considering signing Nico Williams now before the Club World Cup. Florentino Perez is obsessed with the Club World Cup and the idea of being the first club to ever win it. Now, with that being reported, the Nico Williams news has dropped today that Real Madrid, the idea is clear. Nico Williams is only 55 million euros and is too good of an opportunity to pass up. Now, the reports are that Real Madrid want a new Spanish core with Dean Huijsen, Alvaro Surens, or however you pronounce your name, and Nico Williams. And Nico Williams is available for 58 million euros. That is the release clause. With that being said, with Nico Williams coming in, the likelihood is Rodrigo will very likely be leaving Real Madrid to make way for Nico Williams to come in. Now, here's where we have to have a conversation, Arsenal fans. Arsenal's number one left wing target over the last couple of years has been Nico Williams. If he ends up going to Real Madrid, should we pivot and go heavily for Rodrigo? Real Madrid are now considering to paying Nico Williams' release clause straight to La Liga, which would mean the player would just be part of their club as long as they can agree on personal terms. Real Madrid are seriously going for Nico Williams, and whatever you look at, wherever you look at, they're going to be reporting all of this. Now, the stuff that's going on with Andre Berta and everybody else when it comes to Rodrigo is very simple. Hand of Arsenal reported earlier today that we are serious, very serious about the potential signing of Rodrigo, and that Andre Berta has been in direct contact with Rodrigo's camp. This was reported about 10 hours ago. And I can just give you an example right here. Let me show you what I'm talking about. This right here. One example, Berta inquired weeks ago through intermediates to understand the personal terms, and the player will speak with Xabi Alonso before declining any future move. And Real Madrid would demand north of 80 million pounds. So it's going to cost us way more. But Rodrigo instead of Nico Williams, I'm not going to lie to you, I would rather have Rodrigo at this moment in time. He's a better player. I think he's a better all-around player, and I think he's going to do numbers for us. But the situation is, there's been many different reports. It does look like Nico Williams is going to be going to Real Madrid at this moment in time. No rumors to say that Arsenal are still going to be able to win the Nico Williams signing over the likes of Real Madrid or Barcelona. He's always seemed to have wanted to stay in Spain. And you got this reporter here saying, I'll clarify, I'm not concrete anyone. I have my information and others. Mine is that Real Madrid isn't considering nor is going to sign Nico Williams. And I stand by that. This is what this gentleman here says. So we'll have to wait and see. And this is a Madrid-based journalist reporting this. So it does seem like there's a little bit of mixed messaging going around. Some people saying that we need to sign Rodrigo, and the potential of Nico Williams joining Real Madrid does open the door for Rodrigo to join Arsenal. We'll have to wait and see what happens and how that escalates, but that does seem like a real possibility. Now, before we go any further, please do hit that like button. Please do hit that subscribe button. we also have to talk about some other things. So, in other news, while we're speaking about potential hijacking, Sesko looks like Liverpool look like the favorites to sign Sesko. Sesko will be leaving the club this summer, and it is unclear where his future is. Don't forget that Arsenal had him on the list of clubs that were interested in him, but it does look like Liverpool could be the favorites to sign him. You also have Manchester United making a real move for Victor Gyokeres, but I do think we need to wait and see because we've been hearing a lot from Andre Berta going in for Victor Gyokeres. That does seem like it could end up still happening, so I'm not going to jump to conclusions. But yeah, there you go. In the same day where we heard Chelsea were also interested in getting Nico Williams ahead of Arsenal, we now hear Real Madrid are interested in Nico Williams. So that's Chelsea, Arsenal, Real Madrid, Barcelona. Everyone seems to be really, really interested in Nico Williams. We're going to have to wait and see what happens there. Liverpool look like they're keen on signing RB Leipzig's forward, um, Benjamin Sesko. And Benjamin Sesko, I'm not going to lie to you, he's a quality player. If he ends up at Liverpool, I would not be surprised one bit. Something that I seen earlier today that really caught my eye was something I thought it was insane. But before we go any further, with Real Madrid now considering getting Nico Williams, does that mean Rodrigo is now the main candidate of leaving and he could end up ending up at Arsenal? That is something else that is very interesting. Now, the Liam Dilap race has been very interesting because Chelsea have been interested in Liam Dilap, Man United have been interested in Liam Dilap, and now Newcastle have joined the race for Dilap. Now, I am not going to delude myself into thinking that they're going to replace Isak with Liam Delap. But if that does happen, Liam Delap joining Newcastle, could that open the door for Alexander Isak joining Arsenal or joining another club, maybe Liverpool or even Chelsea? That there is always a possibility. There is always a possibility of some movement happening behind the scenes, something happening behind the scenes, and these kind of moves do open the door for all sorts of different transfers going forward. We have to wait and see what the possibilities are. Now, the main talking point coming out of Talksport today is Arsenal and Man United fighting over the signing of Victor Gyokeres. Ruben Amorim obviously having an eye on bringing his main star from Sociedad back with him. Arsenal have had the most concrete talks with Victor Gyokeres. I think the player would have a reason to join either club, so we'd have to wait and see what ends up happening. But at this moment in time, this is a very, very interesting situation, to say the least. And overall, that is pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. Alexander Isak, we don't know what his future is, but Eddie Howe did say that there is a possibility he could be staying. There's a possibility he could be leaving. We're just going to overall have to wait and see what happens and how things escalate from here. Now, finally, before we go any further, um, Arsenal and Thomas Partey have started talks and are quite a bit away when it comes to the involvement of finances. So this is a situation where Thomas Partey and Arsenal are trying to come up with an agreement, and it appears that the decision will be reached soon. Arsenal are keen on a new deal, and the two potential year deal with signing something will get agreed. So there you go. Thomas Partey looks like he'll most likely be staying and be getting a new deal. Um, and that is pretty much it. So yeah, the latest updates are right there. In case you guys don't know, Max Dowman will be part of the Arsenal first team next season. We've already talked about Timber's injury, and that's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. Would you guys take Rodrigo at Arsenal? Nico Williams potentially could be headed to Real Madrid. Man United are seriously pushing for Victor Gyokeres, and this is going to be a long transfer window, ladies and gentlemen. I can't believe I'm saying this, but it's only the 20th of May, and it seems like so much business is happening. It's crazy. Anyways, catch you on the next video. Love for the love. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section.